Hey, it's Chuck here, back with Milton Daily Homes. We got a list of, I think it's 12 properties, something like that. It's a nice flow. We only had 4 yesterday, and I really didn't have much to say about them. Today, let's see what happens. So 747 Edwards, 354.9. It's a Brennan or an Amesbury model, 1130 square feet. And when you go inside, you've got one big room there, and they've got a little... I'm not sure if that's a builder fireplace or if it's something they put in afterwards, but either way, it looks nice. They have done the dining table. There's not a lot of space there, but you can do something. Powder room plus a closet in the front there. Very well decorated, well staged. Everything is exactly where it should be, and I think that people really benefit from that. Move-in ready always commands a premium. If you've watched Daily Homes for any period of time, you know I talk about that a lot. And so 3 bedrooms upstairs. There's only 1 full bathroom, and it's really helpful when someone finishes a basement on this model to put a second full bathroom in the basement. They haven't done that here, but it does look like it's been done reasonably well. And so the basic model without a finished basement, we just sold one up in the high 330s. Add the cost to that, add some nice finishes here, and they're probably not that far off. I mean, getting over 350 would certainly be a big success for these guys. So Kavanaugh is 379. And so it's over 1,500 square feet. I'm trying to look at this and determine the model. It's a weird kitchen layout. I don't know if that's maybe a customized thing. But 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms upstairs, and you know, it's okay. This, I mean, there's a couple Mattamy townhomes that are just protruding like crazy. I think there's more street appeal when the houses are a little more flush in the front. These jagged fronts, I mean, they're bigger models, but I just don't find they look the same as some of the older neighborhoods. It's a little more disjointed. It doesn't have the same feeling. So it's a small thing. Would someone not buy a home because of that? Probably not. But I'm not thrilled with some of the new developments that Mattamy's put out and how they look when you're sitting there on the street. So Bonham Crescent 409, and so where this one is, there's Bonham Crescent right there. Now it's on the north side, so if you read the description, it's 120 feet deep, so you do get a larger backyard, but most of that is sloping up in what we call a berm, and then there's a fence up there, and then behind there is the train. So the berm is designed to dampen some of the noise, but you've got train tracks right behind here. Now it's a trade-off because when you look, you could actually walk to the GO train in probably about, I would say, 15 minutes to get to the GO train from here. So that can be a great thing. There's a good walk score. And the Arts Center, everything else is up here. So I talk about this Main and Thompson corridor as being something that's really nice to be close to because there's a lot of action around there. And there's a lot of parks around this area too. There's some really good green space right in the middle of the subdivision. Building some condos right around this section here. But most of this is going to be green. Okay, so that's the story on that one. It's a location that may not work for everyone, but I mean, they're right. There's no neighbors behind. It might be fun for the kids to toboggan down that hill. There's no photos on this one either, and it looks like a pretty big home. So Irving Terrace is at 425.5. I've been in this home when it's been for sale previously, and I was not impressed. Okay, so there's different kinds of flooring. That's a different flooring than the front living dining, and it just seems like, you know, that feeling after you've been in a home that's been rented or something like that. It just doesn't have any zip to it at all. It feels old and tired, and it could use a bit of sprucing up. So 425.5. It's 1,860 square feet. It's a pretty quiet street. And I do think that has some draw. It's not 1,950 square feet, so you don't need to worry about that description. It's absolutely not true. Bennett Boulevard 449, and so this model here is about 1,800 square feet. It's the model below on the floor plans, the one we just profiled. Now it sides onto green space, which is a very good thing. Now they talk about detached homes being around. There's townhomes close by too, so don't listen to that. It's considered a semi, and if you average the towns and the detached, you're probably mostly, we'll call them semis around this one. 51 feet across, and so that's typically, I would say for most of the semis, they're 28 to 30 feet, so you're getting a much wider backyard. And so green space plus bigger backyard to me has got to be worth $25,000. And then the question becomes, is this one worth somewhere around, let's say, 415 to 425. Possibly. There's not a lot of hardwood floors. That's just lazy to leave the crap on the countertop, the camera bag. And so there's a bit of hardwood in the kitchen, but it's not anywhere else. You do have the 4 bedrooms upstairs. Maybe. I mean, it's big enough that we do see some people that do make the jump. One of these just sold on Clark around the corner with a mostly finished basement for $440. I thought they paid too much, but that's we do see this model do pretty well recently. So Willow is at $489. And so this is a raised bungalow. The neat thing about this one, especially if you have relatives that eventually might be living with you, is this driveway slopes down ever so gently. And then what you see here is that you could actually have a door, and most of them do have a door into the basement from the garage. So you could have stair-free living. Your driveway really forms the ramp that goes down to your basement, and you could have complete access into the basement without climbing one stair. So that can be really, really handy, and I think that's a big selling feature that not a lot of people talk about with these homes. Now inside, I mean, it looks like it's been well kept. The kitchen's been updated. You can see the bedrooms here. It splits down. You've got a nice size window in the, I guess, the lower level, and you've got a 60 by 120 foot lot. So Willow can be a bit of a busier street, right? So we won't deny that at all, but I think that there's a lot of things in here that are really, really good. And someone still may want to put some hardwood or to upgrade it a little bit more, but I think the basic bones and what you're getting, from what I can see, appear to be very good. So Farmstead is at $489. It's probably about 1,900 square feet. I say this all the time, someone's paying $500,000 for your home, put those appliances in. You've done everything else. You've done the backsplash, you've done the nice cabinets. You know, finish it off and make it move-in ready. So if somebody wants to do hardwood here, that's their choice, but you know they need appliances. It's the same thing. Air conditioning is a little bit different because it's not as noticeable. The kitchen is a more important room than seeing something outside with air conditioning. Although in this weather, not having air conditioning becomes very noticeable when you walk into these homes. Hardwood stairs is another good upgrade from the builder. It kind of looks like it's 9-foot ceilings. It might be something to check the description to see. And then you've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. 49 to me, I'd rather even go to maybe a bit of a more mature area where there's some more stuff done. The fencing, that's me personally. So I mean, you tend to get a little bit more if you can just extend your age. You don't have to cross 5 years, although certainly you could. I mean, think about the one on Caverhill that we profiled a couple days ago with a big pie-shaped lot. It's about the same size as that one, and it just has more stuff done to it. But some people like the new, and that's again, that's a specific thing that's different for every buyer. So Tupper is at $499, and the immediate thing that I look at is 4 bedrooms, double car garage, all brick at $499. So far, so good. So then you go in, you say, is it half decent inside? Sure it is. It actually looks really nice. You've got your front, that's considered, I guess, a living dining, but you could probably just have it as a big dining room. There's your family, and then you've got your kitchen. So you've got all the elements here, and the kitchen actually has some nice coloration. The rooms have splashes of color. It's not just builder boring paint. And then you've got what I believe is a fully fenced yard too. So you're in good shape on this one. It's that same area that we talked about where Bonnet is. So you're getting that nice parkland in the subdivision. The schools are pretty good there. Scott Boulevard is $589, and so this is about a 24, almost 2,500 square foot home with a finished basement. The glass shower is obviously a nice thing. I don't know if that would be the first picture because I always believe that your photos have to tell a story. They've got to go through as if you're touring the home, and you wouldn't run up to the master and look at the ensuite first. So kitchen, family room, master bedroom, you know, possibly the yard as one of the first pictures or the last, because that's obviously something that that can sway people's decision. And so the bedrooms are all around this family room, so it's something where you wouldn't be able to watch TV very loud without disturbing the people who potentially are going to sleep. Now, that dining room is a little tough to configure. They've done a good job, I think, with the scale of the furniture, and I find the family room's a little bit small in this model. It's called the Chester model. Basement looks really good, And the nice thing about these the split level homes is that the basements usually have pretty good sized windows, and it's on a 100-foot lot too. So Scott can be a little busier. $589. We have seen these models list around this price, and I'd have to check to see what they've actually sold for. The finished basement is definitely helping these guys. So Main Street, just a little bit west of Bronte, and that's a nice little pocket. You're a little close to the train tracks, right? So that's one thing that you will hear train noise. The nice part is you could walk downtown. You can walk to the LCBO in probably 5 minutes, but you can walk downtown and have an ice cream at Jay's Ice Cream. You can go to Casa Americo. You can go to all kinds of restaurants and things like that. So this one really has a nice little location. There's a big park that's being built not far away over on Given Lane. 60 by 150 is a nice size, so it's a different feel than living on a street like Robertson or Anderson or something like that. Like in Timberley, there's pros and cons to it. I like certain things about this, and there's some things I'd probably change. But $649 seems to be the same price as some of those homes that have been selling, and it's a trade-off. So these guys are probably pretty well priced, but it's a different feeling than the subdivision. So Lingen, $659. It's a Tothberg. We've seen Tothbergs sell way up into the 7s if they're nice. This one it's a 4-bedroom, but usually they have a den upstairs as being a potential 5th room. And when you look inside, there's not a lot of hardwood. It's broadloom, but it says there's $50,000 in builder upgrades. It's got a really, really good layout. I do agree with the description. It's got one of the better layouts we see in these homes. People do not move on the street. It's absolutely true. They stick around. And there's a partly finished basement, which could be a very valuable thing. It looks like there's some kind of a rec room here that's partly finished. That could be the difference. So I actually really like the price of this one. I think that we'll wait for the photos, but it definitely looks nice. So the last one is on 30 Side Road, and so it's $950. The home itself is less than 2,000 square feet, and we measure that on main floor. We don't measure the basement, and on this case, a large part of the basement is really walkout style. And so double car garage, you've got some hardwood floors, you've got a nice renovated kitchen, and that looks like the basement. It can be hard to tell sometimes. Lots of windows here. I actually really like what they said in the description, that you don't even need window coverings because you've got privacy. It's on about 5 acres. So I do like what they've done inside this home. I think it looks like it's completely move-in ready. Now usually for $950 you're getting usually more than 5 acres, or you're getting a much larger house. So where these guys I think are competing is going to be on the quality of the finishes and the build, and it's not that old too. You're not moving into a home that's 60, 70 years old. So $950 I think overall is justifiable if you really walk in and get a wow. But move-in ready in the country, it's got all the stuff you look for. It's more than that kind of 2 acres. The 5 really makes a big, big difference. So anyhow, that's the list for today. And if you have any questions, give us a call. If you want to see anything, give us a call. And remember, this weekend, if you're planning on being in town, you could certainly sign up for a tour of Milton Homes, or you can come and meet us at Starbucks and just talk about your plans and really get started on the right foot. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.